In London, phone theft is absolutely massive, with over £50 million worth of phones being stolen every year, 30,000 in Westminster alone. So I'm down in London now to find out what the Met are doing about it, how to keep tourists safe, and the do's and don'ts of getting your phone out in public. If you want to know more, watch the video. One thing the Met have done is brought in some special vehicles, not only marked, unmarked, but Surons, unmarked cars, fast performance cars and that sort of thing. But to know more, it's Sergeant Perry from MO7 Task Force.
That's right, Ben.
How are you doing? You all right?
Very
nice
well,
to meet
thank
you. Right, take us through what you've got fleet-wise, first of all.
Right, so these are the latest addition to our fleet, which is Suron Ultra B. These have been purchased to deal with particularly the Suron-enabled snatches around the West End. It gives us the capability to match their speed, if not exceed their speed. They're capable on and off roads. They're road legal, and all the riders that use them are highly trained.
You've got a GS there. Why would I want to take the Suron out and not the GS?
The GS is a great bit of kit,
Yeah.
as you probably know, but it's a heavy bike. It's 250 kilos
Yeah.
with all the kit on it. Around this sort of area, it's more agile than the car, but not quite as agile as an 80 kilo, 60 mile an hour weapon.
And you've also got high performance unmarked cars as well, haven't you?
That's absolutely right.
Right, tactics. One thing people out there want to know is tactics, do's and don'ts and everything else, but we know you are a proper player in this game, aren't you? So tell us about what your tactics are in regards to these and what you do.
Starting with the car is utilised for what we call tactical contact,
Right.
which is intentional contact. We try and do it in as safe a possible environment as possible, but we smash them up.
Yeah.
We knock them off.
Yeah.
We do it at slow speed to try and prevent injury, but ultimately they're coming off.
Yeah.
And at whatever speed, it's going to hurt.
And the reason being is people out there might say, we don't like that. A lot of these criminals are armed. A lot of these criminals are hardened, organised crime groups. They will not care if they knock a 4-year-old child over. They will not care if they do something wrong and injure members of the public. They will make off. Your job is to keep everybody safe and take these people off. Is that correct?
You're absolutely right, Ben. It's just a case of my responsibility is to protect the general public and to do my policing job. The safest way to do that, to prevent further offences, to prevent them riding like lunatics along the footpath, taking people out, members of the public, as we have seen, and we've got video footage of that.
Collision with a pedestrian, unit to Lordship Lane.
From the helicopters, etc. Is taking them off the bikes.
Does it matter to you in regards to tactics if they are wearing a helmet or not? Or is that just a consideration in TPAC guidelines? Because where I were in West Yorkshire, it's a consideration. And to me, it never bothered me. If someone needed taking off at the right time, I would take them off, and I've done it lots of times. How does you feel being obviously the tactical commander as well where you are?
Nothing's changed. It's
Right.
exactly the same.
Right.
If you're wearing a helmet, then fantastic. If you're not wearing a helmet, it's just a consideration.
Where can you pursue? Can you pursue through crowds, off-road, wherever you can go? Because it's busy and it's going to end up in a pursuit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We can pursue wherever they want to go. We can go off-road, we can go through pedestrian footpaths, we can go down the streets, etc. Obviously, we need to be mindful around safety. We have a responsibility for everyone's safety, whereas the individuals that use these for criminal purposes tend not to.
And it's just literally like that. People can't hear them coming.
No, they'll sneak up on you. You'll see a lot of tourists are targeted. They'll walk around with their phone, perhaps looking at directions, and then before they know it, the phone's gone and there's nothing they can do about it.
Right, one thing I didn't know until Ryan told me, they use spotters as well, don't they?
Yeah, they send the spotters out to see what the lie of the land is, to see who's about. If they see police bikes around, then they tend not to show their face.
So some of these things as well, these are run by organised crime groups. So sometimes you could be watched on your phone with your pin going in, and then you could be a target. People want to do, when they have the phone in their hand, they need to have it locked, and then only open it to look at certain things like Google Maps, put it back in the pocket. They shouldn't walk out with it, literally walking around with it out and about, because your pin's not in it as well. So people can just literally access anything they want to on your phone.
They absolutely can. My advice is keep it locked away in a pocket, in a zip pocket ideally, or in a bag that you wear in front of you. If you do need to use it, then step into a doorway, turn your back, face the wall or something like that. Do what you can to protect your phone.
So give us the do's and don'ts then, top 5 do's and don'ts. I'm coming in now from Leeds. It's actually Bradford, but I don't say that, do I? So I'm coming in from from Leeds now. Top 5 do's and don'ts.
Keep your phone in the zip pocket.
Yep.
If you do need to use it, then move to a doorway, turn your back to the street, but also have someone like looking around.
So you're sheltered and protected.
Yeah. These bikes are very quiet. They'll sneak up on you without you knowing. So you do need to have your wits about you. You need to have, your senses switched on. Make sure that your tracking device, you know your passwords. So if you are in an unfortunate situation where you do lose your phone, then you can provide the password to the police, and then they can track your phone. Sometimes these phones stay on for 24 hours at a time, so there is every opportunity potentially to get your phone back, and that's really key.
And that's things like Find My iPhone or other things, other apps that people have that remotely
absolutely.
give a GPS signal and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
Because one of the things I've always thought of, and this is what people struggle with, decent members of the public struggle to ring 999. They might think it's just a phone theft, it's not really an emergency for the police, but you might be tracking someone, you might be around this certain area, you might have some sort of intelligence. It's down to the call taker to decide if that's emergency information and should be dispatched an emergency call. So if you've had something taken like that, the best thing to do is straight away ring 999, give them your location and suspect details.
Yeah, if it's a genuine emergency, then call 999, no questions asked. You won't be criticised for doing it if you've been a victim of theft. Thing is that these people that they come out, they don't just commit one phone theft. And if everyone had the attitude of, oh, it's only a phone theft, we'll report it later or online or even not at all, then we won't know about it. But if you're the first person that's had their phone snatched today, report it to us. We can get officers to the ground. We're aware they're out and about, and then we can start looking at them. We can use CCTV. We can use other units, Pan London units. We can get these out, and we can actually do something about it. And maybe that 1999 call might prevent many more thefts.
Yeah. So one person I want to speak to is the Chief Inspector of the West End. It's Chief Inspector Luke Dillon. How are you doing? You all right?
Really good, nice to see you.
So this gentleman runs the borough police-wise around here, because we don't understand boroughs, we're from Yorkshire. So how far's your borough go to?
So I look after the West End, which is basically all of the kind of main shopping districts in London, Soho, Covent Garden, that area.
Phone theft's massive in the West End, first of all. What are the police doing about it? Because I know a lot of people are going to sit there and go, the police don't do enough. But let's be honest, there's 9 million people in London. There's roughly 360,000 tourists come per day to this area to sightsee, take photos of Piccadilly Circus and everything else. And you haven't got a magic ball. You haven't got this crystal ball that tells you what's going on and where they're going to be. So from your perspective, what are the police doing about it?
So look, it's a real priority for us. We are out here every day, come rain, come shine. We're trying to prevent thefts from happening. We're investigating them. We're going after CCTV. We're making use of all the assets that the Met's got, the helicopters, the drones, the bikes, the cars, to try to prevent these offences from happening and to bring people to justice.
How do you think people can keep themselves safe? Because while we've been here, someone's come to us and believe they're a victim of phone theft, stroke, pickpockets, robbery or anything like that. How can people keep themselves safe? Because as I look around, everyone's just walking around now, phones up in the air, taking photos, and I'm going to be honest, a lot of people are just oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah, and people want to come here and enjoy themselves, don't they? They don't want to come here and be fearful of crime. There's some really simple things that people can do. We've got a campaign called Look Up, Look Out. It just means don't get engrossed on your phone. We've all been there staring at our phone, completely oblivious to the world around us.
Watching YouTube videos. And
all we want is for people to just be aware of their surroundings. Don't leave your phone in your back pockets. Don't leave it on the bar. Don't have it on show. If you're going to stop and look for directions, don't stand there with your phone out, hanging out into the road. Just some common sense things stop somebody from taking it away from you.
So one of the figures is £50 million a year. It's £50 million a year organised crime groups take from these phones. Where do these phones go?
So these phones are getting resold all over the world. We know that they're not just being resold in the UK, they are going outside of the UK as well. So it's a huge industry, and people can really help us by just using a bit of common sense, trying to make it harder for people to steal phones, make it less likely that their phone is going to end up paying for somebody else's holiday whilst they're on holiday.
So tell me, you've got the vehicles, you've got the staff, what is your biggest, I know you're Chief Inspector and your hands tied, but what's your biggest pet peeve? Because for me at the moment it's sirens. These sirens are just creating havoc everywhere they go. What would you say is yours, and what would you be able to do if you could do something more about it?
So the sirens are a real problem. It used to be mopeds. Now we've got these ultra fast, ultra capable bikes that people are riding illegally around. It means they're really quiet, they sneak up. They're a bit of a nightmare. Luckily, we now have some of our own, very, very capable, and some really good officers operating them that is undoubtedly going to make it harder for people, you know, using electric motorbikes of all sorts to operate.
And how many bobbies do you put in the area on a shift? I don't mean in general totally, but per shift, how many would you say are out about at the moment, like how they are now?
So it varies.
So how many bobbies do you have out and about at any particular time or day, allowing to shifts? And we know there's other things take place. You might have something going on somewhere. There might be a big event, cycle event, running event, X, Y, and Z. How many roughly are in Westminster at any one time?
So it varies enormously. Across in the West End, we'd aim to have, you know, 18 constables, pair patrols walking around all the time. They're going to be going to shops, responding to calls. And then on top of that, we would have our response teams that would come in cars. We may also have traffic units, TSG. We have plainclothes officers. We have officers out in uniform. A whole variety of different tactics at play at any one time.
And what would you say now to a member of the public watching this, living in, let's say, New York?
Where?
London.
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 London?
Yes, London.
Booking a flight to London tomorrow, biggest bit of advice you can give?
Come and enjoy London. Look, it's a fantastic city. You know, it's a great place to visit. It's a great place to live. I love working here. There's loads of fantastic things to do in Westminster and the West End.
Fish, chips, cup of tea, bad food, worse weather, merry poppins, London.
Come here, enjoy it, be sensible, do some basic things, look up, look out, take care of your property. You know, don't let somebody else take your phone from you.
So one last thing to all the, and I'm going to say it, you might ask me to delete it, but to all the criminals out there, to all the surround riders, to all the organised crime groups that are out there watching now, what's your words of advice? What do you want to say?
I'm going to say look out, because we are out there. We're out there on marked bikes, we're out there on unmarked bikes, we're out there in unmarked cars. Anybody could be a police officer, any car could be a police car, any bike could be a police bike, and we are going to deal with you robustly if we find you.
Thank you very much. Not only is a fantastic Chief Inspector, you're really good looking as well, aren't you? Team's going to rib you for that.
That's not making the cut.
That's our video on London street crime. Special thank you to the Met for inviting us down, along with the task force. These are outside doing the jobs. Please make sure you're safe. And if you like the content, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.